Hola, mis amigos en Estados Unidos, en el mundo. Hello, all my friends in the United States and the world. This is Selena, and this is ESL time. Today, my message is for ESL teachers. You love what you do, you love travel, you love different cultures, you are into diversity of people, you are fascinated by language and different customs and traditions, and so you chose a career that will probably never make you really rich, but it's your passion, where you just have to meet people from all over the place that are different, and you have a drive to help and to support them in their goals. Then that must be you. If you're not already out there teaching in a hot spot in the world, or you planning your next hot spot, or you're aspiring to be a language teacher, maybe you are about to graduate from college and you're not sure what you want to do yet. I get that. You may have a degree in interior design, but you say, I'm not sure where I want to take that yet, and maybe I do want to travel some, now that travel is opening up some more, right? I thank God for that. And you're saying, maybe I want to be a professional nanny, because those jobs are out there too. You're a young person out of college, full of energy. You want to be a professional nanny. You want to work in a home and take care of children and do homeschooling. I want to get more information on that too. Especially I want to have a time for recent college graduates who do not know what to do next. You say, well, can you give me some tips on working abroad, on teaching, being a professional nanny, working with kids in small groups or one-on-one? The sky's the limit. I want to take out some time to give some tips to you if you are already in the field, and I just want to encourage you more. If you already know all of this and you are above and beyond it, that's great. I know that probably some very experienced language teachers will come across this channel eventually. I don't know it all, far from that, but I've learned a lot from experience of just being out there. And that was more than I could ever learn from just studying or reading about it in a book. But I want to speak today about some of the tools and functions and different parts of speech and the construction of language, of any language, not just English, that is good to make sure you know and invest some time in finding out better ways to teach it. So, phonics, that's important. We have to learn about phonics, right? This is going to be about practicing language based on form and function, because language is a form, but it must also be taught as a function. So, phonics, right? Phonemes, the study of sounds, segmenting words, and blending words. When you have low beginners and beginner students, it's going to help them a lot to be able to pull the words apart, to segment different sounds, and then to blend different sounds. The double consonants can be a challenge for students. The sound TH. I've been doing just some content on that alone. This, that, then, those. It's a voice sound where air comes from your mouth and your upper teeth are hitting your tongue. These, those, that. Well, in some languages, That sound is hard to say or doesn't even exist. Okay, so just being able to segment sounds and break them down for better pronunciation, especially for beginners. Intonations. Well, yeah, because everyone's voice has certain tones to it, and how you raise and lower your voice. I can say, as a native New Yorker, we can do something with intonations. Okay? And I don't want to go through some of them because I haven't lived there in a while. I forgot some. But I remember when I was growing up, I would hear people say, "What do you mean you don't get it?" Not just, "What do you mean you don't get it?" What do you mean? You know? Morphemes. Okay, the study of words. This really is good to know the origin of words. That's so important. That helps to build up word understanding and later on advance vocabulary. And also vocabulary, and we have to work on academic vocabulary versus the general type of vocabulary. Clauses. Yeah, clauses in a sentence. Sentences have clause. Often when you have a clause, you have a comma or a semicolon. We can go really deep in that. This is not that easy, I can tell you. I mean, I have invested some time myself in studying grammar. It's like this, you know. I speak English, therefore I am great in grammar all the time. I'm speaking correctly, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to be always at my best of pulling it apart and now teaching it to someone who doesn't know how it works. So I also practice studying grammar and how to teach it in a functional way. Syntax, the structure of a sentence. Yeah, pretty easy when you speak the language all the time, but things can go different ways in different languages, you know? So I won't get into all that today because this is meant not to be an in-depth video about how to teach each one of these, but it's something to look into. Paragraphs. When you are reading and writing, yes, it's important to know what is your introduction, a paragraph, when you are looking for the main idea, looking for supporting clues and details. If you are going to teach reading and writing, you're going to have to understand the structure of how paragraphs are broken down and how to represent that to your students. Let's look at construction and growth. So now, how do we help students now to grow in learning? This is like hands-on instruction. How do we teach some of this? Okay, just to give you a little bit of a hint, have language drills, different relevant activities. I will also say have activities that will assess their skills before they start the activity, and also while they're doing the activity and after the activity, to see what they've grasped, what they have learned. Guided activities. Some of the activities where you are helping them some, they're being guided, but yet the goal is that they will do still a lot of it on their own, to see where they are also in their learning process. Okay, and work on various language form and patterns. And again, that helps a lot with reading when you're doing sentences. Let's see, language. Okay, so grammatical content, make sure they are seeing how language structure works. Okay, not just learning about what are the grammatical rules, the do's and the don'ts, right? How to form. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Oh, this is important too. You can teach grammar in isolation. It is needed, but don't stop there. Make sure now you guide your students into using grammar in more functional ways. You want to make sure you have content-based instruction. Instruction that has a meaning, content, right? What is being talked about? What is the point? What goals do students need to have to understand and meet? So you want to establish a framework that can be used to develop different types of drills that are centered around the content that is being taught. So within the content, make sure there's activities and drills and repetition, all of that to reinforce the content as well as building up the grammatical skills, the pronunciation skills, the conversation skills, the listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. All of that. All of that and more. Okay? So that's it for now. I just wanted to put together this fruit a cocktail here of some techniques that are going to be helpful on your journey in becoming an ESL teacher if you already are. And if you know this and you have some more ideas and some things that you feel that maybe I can learn from you, then please visit and spend some time out on the channel and let me know some of those other strategies that you are using yourself as an experienced educator and ESL. Thanks for your time. Like and share. We'll meet again. Bye-bye.